Here are a couple things that if you knew Christians believed in this, you might not feel the same way about Christians. One, you're ready for milk, but you're not ready for steak. This is an expression used by a lot of evangelical Christian churches to say that it's kind of okay to mislead and lie to people about what you believe because they're not ready for the level of enlightenment that you've achieved. So let's say you go to a church and you're doing something they think is extremely debaucherous and not okay, and you ask about that, they might say something like, "Don't let anything come in the way from you following Christ. He loves you exactly as you are." But what they're thinking in their head is this person is sinning. They're not okay, and they need to change that if they actually want to follow Christ. They won't tell you that though, because that's steak. You're not ready for steak. This is also practiced among Scientologists and Mormons and a lot of other kind of occultist religions. You're not ready to know how you should actually practice. I'm going to feed you little bits until you're so deep in that you can handle the big bits. Christ was really upfront with people. He told people exactly what he believed. He was not like this. 2, I love them, but I don't like them. Christians believe that they have an obligation to love every person, but they will often not like you. They're humans, and in my experience, church is actually more cliquey than most other environments that I've been in. So what they say is they love you and they don't like you, and they will sit around and they'll talk about their project people, which leads me to the last expression, planting seeds. A lot of the Christians I know believe in planting seeds, so they'll do something like invite a not Christian to the potluck. You'll think it's chill as a not Christian, but the intention is to plant seeds, and people will drop words like Christ, and people actually brag about it. I brought up Christ in a conversation to someone who didn't believe in it. I planted seeds. You're going to this potluck thinking that they're not trying to convert you to their religion, when in actuality, that's literally the whole goal. They might have fasted. They might have cried beforehand, praying on your behalf. It's dishonest because you're being led to believe that this is like a more mutual exchange. And a lot of the times they don't even like you. They just love you. The reason I'm bringing all of these up is because A, that's not how Christ acted. It's just not. He was upfront. And if his goal was to teach you something, he would just teach it consensually. Christians always used to tell me when I was a pastor's wife, "How do you have so many not Christian friends? You're amazing. You're incredible." And then we'd sit around in a circle and they'd all go over their missions, like their mission people, their projects. I'm going to go bring my neighbor cookies this week. And it's just like they made people out to be projects. They're enlightened and you're not. And in actuality, like just studying enlightenment from different perspectives, I find Christians to often be incredibly unenlightened. Christ talks so much about not being tied to this material world, but the spiritual world. And I've never met materialists greater than the average community church pastor, which is fine, but they're so enlightened, so much higher up than you that they can't even tell you what they believe because it's steak. There's a dishonesty here. There's a dishonesty that should be addressed. Po buddy's nerfect, right? I think po buddy's nerfect. So stop being so elitist with your not Christian friends. That's the lesson I'm trying to teach. That's my deconstruction from the modern Christian church. Stop it.